What if I told you that we as humans built something so enormous, so mind-bogglingly heavy, that it actually changed the way our planet spins? No, this isn't science fiction. This is the story of one of the most incredible and controversial engineering projects ever. So that leads us right to the big question, the one that sounds almost absurd when you say it out loud. Can a single man-made structure really, truly alter the rotation of the entire Earth? The answer is yes. It actually happened. A dam in China, the Three Gorges Dam, did exactly that. Okay, so how on earth is that even possible? Well, it all starts with understanding the unbelievable scale of this thing. We're not just talking about a big wall of concrete. We're talking about creating what is, for all intents and purposes, a man-made mountain of water. First, just try to wrap your head around the weight. The reservoir behind this dam holds back 42 times billion tons of water. That's a number so huge it's almost meaningless, all piled up in one single spot on the Earth's surface. But here's the kicker. It's not just about the weight, it's about where that weight was moved to. The dam lifted all 42 billion of those tons, a staggering 574 feet above sea level. And that's what makes this so different. I mean, sure, the Earth has had giant lakes before, but they formed naturally over millennia. This was a deliberate act of engineering. We concentrated a mass on the scale of a geologic feature, and we did it on purpose, right there. So you've got this incredible weight, and you've lifted it way up high. How does that actually slow down a planet? The answer is all about a fundamental concept in physics, the planet's moment of inertia. Moment of inertia might sound complicated, but it's really just a way of describing how much an object resists changing its spin. And the main thing you need to know is this. If you have a spinning object and you move its mass closer to the center, the axis it's spinning around, it'll spin faster. Move that same mass further away from the center, and it's going to spin slower. And the classic example, the perfect way to picture this, is a figure skater. You've seen this, right? When they pull their arms in tight to their body, their spin gets incredibly fast. The second they stretch their arms out, they immediately slow right down. It's the same skater, the same weight, all they did was shift the mass. And that is exactly what the Three Gorges Dam did for the entire planet. By lifting those 42 billion tons of water 574 feet into the air, humanity moved that mass further away from the Earth's core. In a very real sense, the dam stretched out the Earth's arms. So, what was the results of all this? What happens when you stretch the Earth's arms out? Well, scientists at NASA actually calculated it. The Earth's rotation slowed down, and the length of a day increased by 0.06 microseconds. Now, of course, you're never going to notice a change that small. It's an impossibly tiny fraction of a second. But the number itself isn't the point. The point is that it happened at all, and that it's measurable. It's real physical proof that our infrastructure is now on a scale where it can have a genuine planetary impact. And it's not just this. Other things, like pumping massive amounts of groundwater, have also been shown to measurably change the Earth's wobble. But of course, a feat of engineering this massive doesn't just exist as a cool physics problem. In the real world, a project of this size is always a double-edged sword, which brings us to the very real consequences. And this really lays out the two sides of the coin. On the one hand, the power of the dam is undeniable. It generates a tremendous amount of clean energy and was a project of immense national pride for China. But then there's the price. An estimated 1.3 million people were forced to move, their homes and towns and history submerged forever. The local environment was changed permanently, threatening fish species and even increasing the risk of landslides. The trade-off is just enormous. You know, this quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. For most of history, we just had to adapt to the world as it was. But now, we no longer just live on the map, we are actively changing it. We're becoming a force of nature ourselves. And the Three Gorges Dam is probably one of the most powerful examples of this new reality. Our ambition and our technology have reached a point where we are, quite literally, rewriting the rules. The very same project that can tweak the physics of the entire planet's rotation can also cause profound, sometimes devastating changes for the people and ecosystems right here on the ground. So it really leaves us with this huge, lingering question. We now have the power to build things that can alter the very planet we live on. As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, how do we decide when the price of that progress is just too high? What is the right balance? That's the real challenge.